My name is Will Sheff, and for the last 20 years I've fronted a band that's called Okkervil-River. This is a song that is about a surgical procedure that happened to me when I was a tiny baby. You can still see a little bit the scar in my neck where they cut into my throat and they inserted a tube so that I could breathe in an attempt to save my life. And this is a song that's about that and about other people I've heard of who have had the same procedure. When I had my tracheotomy, I was blue and had stopped breathing. There was something wrong with me. Doctors cut through the cartilage and skin at the bottom of my throat, and then they snaked that trach tube in. And I was 1.5. I was my parents' only kid, and they'd lost 2 before that. And growing up, I always knew how close I'd come. Well, that must have been scary, Mom. Gary Coleman, he was on TV. Well, I grew up watching him and Conrad Bain and Kimberly. Turns out that he had a trach scar too, where they cut into his throat and then they threaded that tube through. But that was much later on, in the year that he turned 40, when his fan base was all gone and his health was so touch and go. His girlfriend proposed, but they broke up on a TV show. And Mary Wells, she was known as Motown's queen, but laryngeal cancer left her unable to sing. They tried radiation and multiple surgeries, but she didn't have insurance and lost almost everything. Poor thing. But Diana Ross helped with the bills. Aretha Franklin tried her very best to help out Mary Wells. And Dionne Warwick did all she could do, and Mary Wells, she pulled through. For 1 more year or 2. Dylan Thomas looked completely pale and weak on a trip to New York City to promote his poetry. And after 3 straight days of drinking out in Greenwich and Chelsea, he was taken to the hospital, turned blue and not breathing. And Caitlin Thomas said, when she walked into St. Vincent's, is the bloody man dead yet? And later that day, she got so drunk she was restrained, and her husband slipped away. And Ray Davies had a tracheotomy. He was at St. Thomas Hospital in London, aged 13. And during his long recovery, nurses put him in a wheelchair, and they'd wheel him out onto a balcony. And down that evening sun did sink, painting London and the river and that freaked out future kink. Waterloo lit up for one sick kid, and at 23 he recorded a song about it. Oh, 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 oh. Thank you.